This is the final presentation for topic 2 from Econ 3. What I want to focus on in this presentation is how businesses grow. So this is the third, as I said, presentation for this topic. The first one we were looking at business revenue curves, how they decide how much to produce based on profit maximization. Second presentation was looking at business objectives, things like profit satisficing, profit maximization points, things like that. This one, we're looking at internal growth and external growth. In other words, we're focusing on the best way for business to expand and become bigger. Let's just first of all get across what we mean by internal and external growth. Internal growth, or something that's also known as organic growth, is growing from within. So you're not looking to involve other businesses in this particularly. Normally here expansion is funded from profits. So for example, when a business profit maximizes, profits might be ploughed back into the business to expand, or they might take out a bank loan. So they're the two most common forms of internal or organic growth. Let's just very quickly explain what external growth is. This normally involves merging or taking over other firms in your particular market or different markets even. What we've got are some different types of external growth. We've got horizontal integration, we've got vertical integration, and we've got conglomerate integration. Horizontal integration is where two firms who are very, very similar merge, normally from the same stage of production. So recent examples could be Morrisons merged with Safeway. So you've got two retailers both selling groceries merged together to expand their market. The idea was Morrisons northern-based supermarket merged with Safeway, southern-based supermarket, to give them national coverage. Vertical integration is where two firms, similar markets but at different stages of production, merge with each other. So examples could be McDonald's buying one of their suppliers. It could be BP, who produce oil, setting up petrol stations. So similar markets but different stages of production. It could be Asda buying a farm, for example. A conglomerate merger is two random firms merging together, so they've got no shared common interests. They just think by merging together that they can grow and expand as a business. Let's evaluate very quickly which is best. With internal growth, the main benefit is you as a business get to keep all the profits for yourself. So you're not having to involve anyone else in that process. The downsides are you might move into a market where you lack expertise. So for example, if Morrisons, who are a supermarket based in the north of England, hadn't merged with Safeway and set up in the south of England, they haven't got any expertise on what the customers down south want. Other problem with internal growth, it can be quite slow. You're having to fund all the expansion yourself. It could also mean that a lack of funds might slow that growth process. External growth, main benefit, well, it's instant. You expand your market share instantly. It might also mean that you, by merging with another firm, can benefit from lots of economies of scale. For example, there's two separate firms. You both need your own human resource department, your own head office. When you become one firm, you can cut back on that stuff quite considerably. Horizontal integration, you've got a common interest. There are lots of economies of scale that you can make there. Vertical integration, if you were to take over your supply chain, so if Asda, for example, owned all the major farms that supply food in the north of England, that would make it very difficult for Morrisons to compete with them. Conglomerate, well, you know, you could argue you're reducing the risk by moving into different markets. You're gaining expertise from a different company as well. So you can see there are lots of advantages of external growth. Main problems though, your power as a business might diminish because you have to share responsibility decision making with few people. You've got cultural differences which make it difficult for two firms to merge. Other problems you've got, you might start to get diseconomies of scale. The business has got too big. you're trying to communicate with too many different people who all want different things. So, in terms of which method is growth, will depend on the business and what the business is trying to do. Last thing I want to say on this presentation is the impact of technology. So, technological change in effect. What I'm going to draw is something that you will have seen from previous presentations. Let's imagine we have a business who are looking to be productively efficient. At the moment, to produce Q1, so their optimum output, their costs are C1. With the introduction of technology, so maybe more capital, more skills on the production line, it means the cost of production will fall. This will mean that the ATC curve will do this. So what you can see is now to produce Q1, the business costs have substantially been reduced. If anything, the business can now produce more, so the optimum output will now be at Q2 for an even lower price. So you can see the benefits of technological change for a business. And that is the end of topic 2.